Welcome to the first in a series of robot vacuum tests. And since these tests are fairly new, I may need to actually make some small changes periodically just to be able to accommodate the vacuum itself or the type of dirt put down or the type of flooring even. So let's start out with 1 gram of sand, 1 gram of oats, large particles, 3 grams of fine dust. And let's figure out how much this empty, clean, let's see, I think I'm going to do it, I'm going to do this the other way so we can see a little better. This empty GOOVI bin weighs. Let's see if I can get that stable. All right, I'm going to call it at 264.36 grams. Here is my mixed up 5 grams of, dirt soup, I suppose. And here's my setup for the GOOVI. So we're going to be doing this main entryway area, right, which is so big. And then I have a little bit of a longer hallway that goes all the way down there. And I've got gates to make sure, and an airflow box, that the GOOVI should not be able to escape. Now, what I'm going to do with that dirt pile is put a little bit everywhere. So you can see a little bit of the stuff on the carpet. By the way, the sand and the baking soda is in there, but you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to do this on auto. Ooh, looks like it switched to high mode. So it's got a little bit of an issue with the carpet. Okay. All right, it's figuring it out. All right, good for the GOOVI. It made it. It did not really get stuck. It managed to deal with it. There you see those little spots with some red. So I just kind of sprinkled some close to the corners, but not right into the corners. I don't think that's super fair to do that. That's not where all the dirt manages to pile up. See, it's already picked up a lot of the dirt mix in the center already. See, I have some that's kind of near the wall, near the edge, but not right on the edge. Oh, we're going to tackle the carpet again. Okay, good. I'm going to help it out a little bit. going to flip that over, and did it all by itself. Okay, so we're rapidly approaching 1 hour, and I'm going to go ahead and end this, because I think the floor is as clean as it's going to get. We can definitely say that on bare floors, the battery runs for a good solid hour and probably a lot more. Well, that's a strong battery, to be sure. All right, let's see if it manages to return to base here. Once it gets around the corner, is that what it's going to do, or is it just going to keep going? So you're going to finish? I'm just kind of wondering if this thing has a 1 hour internal timer in it. I'll give it just a little bit more time, and then I'm going to hit the go home and recharge button. I haven't pushed the home button yet. It's heading that way. Where is it going to go next? Let's see, is it there? Well, it's definitely got to be over an hour by now. And the GOOVI isn't showing any signs of stopping. So I'm going to hit the return to home button and see what happens. Let's see. Oh, is it coming back? I'd like to see if it can actually navigate around the corner, so I'm going to wait until it gets a bit down the long hallway here. Okay, so here's the charge button. So there. Let's see if it can figure out where the base is. That's really slowed down. I think it'll find it. All right, that's it. And I think it's starting to charge. Well, I am very excited to see how much this picked up. It ran for so long, though. I'm pretty sure that it's going to pick up more than we put down. Can anybody guess why? All right, I'm going to call it at 269.95 grams, and I'll subtract the original empty 264.36. Remember, we started with 5 grams, ended up picking 5.59. How about we dump this out and see what the extra is. This will also give us the opportunity to see what the extracted amount is. Now you can see what's in there. Let's see if I can bring this close. Look at all that. Yep, there's plenty of stuff in there, but do you see what type of dirt's in there? Yeah, so you have fibrous material. And I didn't put down fibrous material. There's a better look. All right, let's take a good look at that. Yeah, see all the carpet in there? And of course there's a bunch here. That's because it literally ran over the same spot on my little mat a lot of times. And when you do that, you end up picking some of it up. So you know what I'll do? I think I'll just pick this off. Yeah, you can see all the fibrous material here. I think I'll just pick that off. We'll count that as fibrous material because that's pretty easy to figure out. Let's take a closer look at that interior filter. So pop that out. So yeah, you know, this isn't too bad. You can see obviously the effect that the baking soda has on it. You know, it's a little white. Obviously you can clean this. Let me see if anything taps out. Oh, a little bit. Yep, see? Right there. See if I can get a little bit more out of it. No, that seems to be the vast majority of it. Okay, so we got that. Move that off to the side. Now let's take a real close look at what we have. So definitely fibrous material, kind of a mix of a few other things, and you know, a little more fibrous material. So some of that fibrous material we're not really going to be able to separate from everything else. But how about we weigh the extracted amount as well as we can. Oh, bumped you. Okay. So let's take a look at, well, I'll put the fibrous material in, so we'll see what's there. Yeah, quarter or so gram. You know, this is probably going to add up. If I could perfectly separate it, it would probably be maybe like, say, half gram, something like that. And then we have the rest. Let's just put all that in. Okay, so we have a total extracted amount that includes extra bonus material of 4.64 grams, and realistically it's probably more like maybe 4.1, maybe even something like 4.2 grams if I could perfectly separate that. All right, let's take a look at the underside of the GOOVI. So you can see you've got a little bit of dog hair, and I think these little pieces are like crunched up, well, either underside of the mat that was there, you know, like little rubber pieces, or it's, oh, you know what, that feels a little rubbery, come to think of it. So let's see the underside. Oh, okay, here's an edge, and then here's the underside. Let's take a look at the agitator. What's that like? All right, this isn't bad. There's a little bit of stuff stuck in it, but not much at all. And because we pre-vacuumed, there's really hardly any hair. If I hadn't, my wife's hair would probably be wound all around in there, but we pre-vacuumed to kind of take care of that. Get you a little bit closer so you can really see what's going on. Yeah, pretty typical. Here are these brushes. I'll turn this around. They came out okay. I mean, obviously now they're not as tightly knit as they used to be. And here's your electrical connections. Want to make sure you keep those clean. Well, how am I going to sum up my limited but growing experience with this GOOVI 007C. It certainly picks up what you put down, especially on bare floors. But because of the, I guess, unusual or unexpectedly long program run times, it also picks up some stuff that you don't necessarily want. But the only reason why it does that is because when you go and you push auto, it runs for an unknown period of time. So in my video, it was well over an hour, and my guess is this would have run until the battery got low, which might be close to 2 hours, especially on, say, bare floors, for example. On carpet, I imagine it would probably be a little shorter program runtime. So certainly this unit definitely picks up typical stuff that most users of this particular type of machine would want. The only thing is, I think I'm going to recommend that if you use this in the auto mode, that you kind of pay attention to how long it runs. You might not necessarily want it to run for up to 2 hours in your particular area. I mean, maybe you will, but you have the option of starting it in auto and then maybe checking on it, I don't know, after 20 or 30 minutes or whatever you feel is an appropriate time, and then pushing the return to base and go ahead and charge. Now you remember you've got other modes in here, so you can say, I want to clean a small room, I want to do edge cleaning, that kind of thing. Some specialized types of cleaning, I want max mode or regular. You can also start it at a particular time. But I'd keep an eye on it because it may actually be a little too enthusiastic about continuing to clean and not completing its cleaning abilities in a reasonable amount of time. We'll probably just leave it like that. So be sure to check out the links and the coupon codes in the description below, and I will see you next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.